Story is what keeps the love for anything, any show, anytime, any day, anywhere going. What a name. This one is touching my soul. You missed the best anime of 2024 that nobody watched. What? Do you mean it? What did I miss? Looks like this is actually speaking to my heart. But hey, this was done by Diaglance. The link is down in the description below. Let's see what the heck we missed. If we missed anything though. Alright, so please don't forget to like and subscribe button. Let's just see what this video is all about. Onegaishimasu.
What is the best anime of 2024? Now, a lot of people will quickly say that it's done. And to be honest, yeah, that makes sense. You know, I think it's quite fair for people to say that Dun is probably the most objective answer to being the best anime of this year. After all, this show has everything you can ask for. Banger songs, banger visuals,
I'm sure there's a bot coming.
Banger plot, banger dialogue,
I do like that scene.
Banger depressions, and most importantly, the most banger title of an episode I've ever seen in my life. Skippity my ballsack, please, because my dear viewers, this is peak right here. But that's fucking boring, alright? We all know that Dun is a good ass fucking show. I love it, you love it, everyone who love it. We don't need all these people making the same tweets and videos covering Dun in order for us to recognize that yes, Dun is a great anime. It's extremely popular, it's very easy to get into, and it's most likely gonna win the title for being the best anime of 2024 in a lot of people's hearts. So rather than asking ourselves a question which we all already know the answer to, let's put a twist on it for once and ask yourself this one spicy and burning question instead.
Which is?
What is the most surprising anime you have personally enjoyed in 2024? What is that one anime that went under a lot of people's radar but still give you the same quality level of entertainment as the other more popular shows? Is it Dungeon Meshi, a fun little comedy / fantasy show that is absolutely cooking
Yikes.
with its cooking? Is it Blue Blood, a beautiful sport romance show that goes Fuck. Is it Maho Soju ni Akogarete, a show where I hope nobody will actually put in their list of favorites?
What?
Is it Sentai
The hell is that?
A show where Power Rangers are now the bad guys? A show where I hope nobody will actually put in their list of favorites?
This looks
is it
weird.
Sentai Daishikaku, a show where Power Rangers are now the bad guys? Also,
wow.
Blonde Makima. Is it How I Attended an All-Guys Mixture, a show that is so progressive that it ends up questioning everyone's sexuality, myself included? Is it Orb, an amazing show in which I haven't watched yet actually, but I heard it's pretty fucking good, so go watch it? Is it Ninja Kamui, a show which I don't even want to talk about actually, never mind? Is it Tokidoki Bosoto Rasya go de Dereru Tonari no Arya? Yeah, whatever.
What the hell is that name?
I don't even want to talk about actually, never mind.
Man, the Ninja Kamui's fight. Get that
actually, but I heard it's
crazy,
good,
like,
so go watch it. Is
what
it
the
Ninja
hell?
Kamui, a show which I don't even want to talk about actually, never mind. Is it Tokidoki Bosoto Rasya go de Dereru Tonari no Arya? Yeah, whatever. This
Nah, what the name?
You guys like this shit?
Oh, hiya, my Oni-chan.
Now please get me.
I'm sorry, what was that I heard?
What the heck?
Did you just tell your sister to help you get off?
Now please get out of my room.
But why? You pop a boner on me?
Yeah, don't worry guys, I think I like this shit as well.
That's weird.
Is it Days with My Stepsister, a show with a very sassy title?
Man, so many weird stuff out there.
That's actually good. Is it If My Wife Becomes
Let me
an
read
title?
that.
That's actually
It's a decent show that provides a realistic depiction of what it feels like to live together with a stranger who has suddenly become part of your family.
good. Is it If My Wife Becomes an Elementary School Student? Yet another show with another sassy title that shouldn't have existed because the manga is better. Is it Shikanoko no Konoko? And finally, is it McCain, a show which literally came out of nowhere that really likes to constantly flex its high-ass budget animation.
Okay, I don't know of this one.
This is how the opening looks like, by the way. Why are the visuals so fucking good? And the ending is not falling behind either. It's equally just as impressive as the opening. Like the whole entire show is pretty much an eye candy. But the real highlight of this show is how it brings a new refreshing concept that makes fun of the usual stereotypical harem rom-com genre by featuring a cast full of losers bracket heroines who's not romantically interested in the main character, who is also not interested in romance in the first place. Ingenious! You know, seeing how this anime was given so much care and beautifully adapted by A1 Pictures, I was at one point really convinced that this show has a good potential to become the next Kaguya-sama, which was also made by the same studio. But now I don't know for sure, cause so far there hasn't been any news announcement for whether it will get a season 2 or not. Regardless though, Makane is definitely my top favorite pick when it comes to the most underrated and most underappreciated anime that has came out this year.
This is the first time I'm hearing this anime.
I was wrong. Because one day, while I was randomly scrolling my Netflix catalog, I happened to stumble upon a short 10-episode anime series titled Shoushimin, which in English is officially translated into How to Become Ordinary. And oh boy, was it anything but ordinary.
What a name. I love the song. This one is touching my soul. How to become ordinary. Wow, first time I'm hearing of such. Has anyone here heard of this anime? Have you? Did you watch it? How was it? Because I love that song and the scenes I'm seeing.
Describe the experience of watching Shoushimin.
How to become ordinary.
If I were to simply describe the experience of watching
Not how to become supernatural.
It's basically like watching a collaboration anime between Hyoka and the Monogatari series. Now at this point, I know what you guys are wondering. What the fuck is a Hyoka? Is that a yokai or something? And you know what? Good question. Cause I really wonder if today's generation of anime fans are even aware of other existing shows beyond the shonen genre like Jujutsu Slayer and Kimetsu no Kaisen. But you know what? That's fine. No
what did you say? Yeah, it's now talking about Kimetsu no Kaisen.
Existing shows beyond the shonen genre like Jujutsu Slayer and Kimetsu no Kaisen.
Kimetsu no Kaisen.
That's fine. No problemo. This is why I'm here today. For those who don't know, Hyoka is an anime that has that one female character who always says shit like
Oh wow.
Okay, I'm joking. I don't actually hate Chitanda, okay? I just found her a little bit annoying with that fucking catchphrase back when I first watched the show, you know? I've grown to like her character better now, alright?
What the hell is this?
Actually, no, she's still a bit annoying to be honest. Anyway, all you need to know about Hyoka for now is that it's a highly iconic and popular slice-of-life mystery show that was released 12 years ago. Jesus Christ, I feel old. You guys remember seeing these edgy smartass quotes around the internet? Yeah, all of those quotes come from this guy right here, which is the main character of Hyoka. So the plot... Oh, Jesus Christ, I feel old. You guys remember...
I don't care if no one likes me. I wasn't created in this world to entertain everyone, okay? I'm not stupid. I'm just too lazy to show how smart I am. Really. Okay? So his name is Oreki Hotaro. Okay.
Edgy smartass quotes around the internet.
There are too many now. Let me read all of them. Gosh.
Here, which is the main character of
It's going too fast.
So the plot summary of Hyoka mystery show that was released 12 years ago. Okay. You guys remember seeing these edgy
I'm not against socializing as long as it's not tiring. True.
Smartass quote.
The more inexperienced you are, the more you want to show off. Makes sense?
Around the internet.
Loneliness is a good feeling when created by ourselves. Perfecto. But it's worse when it's gifted by others. Yeah, true.
Yeah, all of those quotes come from this guy right here, which is the main character of Hyoka.
Okay.
So the plot summary of Hyoka basically follows this guy who, despite having high intelligence and an impressive deduction skill, doesn't want to do shit because he's fucking lazy. Hashtag literally me, am I right, guys? But after he's forced to join the literary
Come out
club
like
by his
stuff.
friends, they begin exploring and solving various mysteries around the school as well as in their personal life. And that's pretty much it. Now,
But I want to get to shine light on an anime, that isn't really that much popular because, gosh, this is the first time I'm hearing of this anime for real. So yeah, his title is really accurate. Let's continue.
Shoshimin, the new anime series by the same creator as Hyoka, has a similar yet slightly different premise. Because if the main character of Hyoka is acting very passive towards his own intelligence and doesn't like to show it off, then the main character of Shoshimin, Kobato Jogoro, is the complete opposite of that. He is an extremely proud and smart person with an excellent detective skill, but unfortunately, he has a bad habit of meddling into other people's business a little bit too much. And what happens if you're a nosy and annoying person to be around? That's right, people stay away from you.
Yeah.
Or as Netflix will describe it, this boy got traumatized. So this boy ended up having 0 friends back in middle school. Actually no, he had 1 friend. She's a fellow troublemaker, Osane Yuki. And now, after entering a new high school together, they make a promise to each other to try their best to change their bad habits and aim to become good ordinary citizens, otherwise known as being fucking boring. But given the irony of the show's title,
Okay.
I don't think our 2 main characters will ever come close to having a peaceful and ordinary life. Because even if they don't do anything weird and just living out their life normally, for some reasons, problems just keep coming at them endlessly.
One more do that. Okay. Okay. Would they say he's now the thief? He's walking towards it and he's standing there.
But hey, that's life. Everyone experiences this kind of thing from time to time. You can't control it. Shit just happens, you know? And this is exactly
Literally.
where the yokai magic comes in. Because similar to its predecessor, Shoshimin is not like your usual detective show where there is a high stake and a murder case to be solved or something. But rather, this show is all about keeping life interesting by having fun in discovering little mysteries that sometimes occur in your usual mundane everyday situations. Like there's this scenario in this one episode where this guy apparently managed to make his hot milk chocolates without getting the sink wet in a way that should not be possible. And they really did with this situation. Like there's this scenario in this one episode where this guy apparently managed to make his hot milk chocolates without getting the sink wet in a way that should not be possible. And they really did such a great job to make it seem like it's the most fucking first world problem to ever exist. Like what am I watching?
Wow.
This is so whimsical and silly, but also weirdly charming at the same time. They not only dedicate a whole episode to it, right? But these characters are also
Really?
unapologetically serious about solving this minor-ass trivial mystery that I can't help but get invested in it as well. Like now I need to know.
私気になります
How the hell did he make his damn milk chocolate? There's also this one episode where Kobato suddenly decides to eat one of the cakes instead of waiting for Osane first. So that they
No,
could eat it
no,
together.
this is
And
totally
I
how to
realize
become
these bros
ordinary.
Now like, shit. How the fuck do I make her believe that there was only 2 cakes on the table from the beginning instead of 3? So now, the whole episode is no longer about solving a mystery caused by external factors, but instead, it's all about creating a brand new mystery case to cover up your mistakes and hoping that the other person never realized what happened. And that's not only fucking interesting, that's also extremely relatable. Like, holy shit, I do that. Sometimes I just take other people's food without thinking, and then I have to try my best to make sure the other person doesn't notice that their food is missing. Everyone do this shit at least once, alright? I'm sure I'm not the only one here. Again, what makes
what if you are the only one here?
technically appealing compared to other mystery shows is its subtle ability to draw out serious mystery from what's supposedly just an ordinary daily life activity and turn it into something entertaining to watch. And although you can classify Shoshimin as a slice of life show, at the end of the day, it is also a mystery show, which means that at the end of every case, there's always going to be some sort of punchline to serve as a final conclusion. And I'm not proud to admit it, but the punchlines of this show are always so freaking good that I always find myself laughing at the end of every episode. Okay, what else can I say about this show? Alright, this show is goddamn beautiful. What a fucking vibe. Like I love the atmosphere oozing from each frame and second of the show. From the beginning of episode 1 until the end of episode 10, this show somehow just consistently delivers movie quality production like it's no big deal. Aside from the obvious black bars at the top and the bottom of the screen to make the show look more cinematic, there are many other interesting details in how they decide to play.
Nah, this color is making it seem like yawning.
Watching Show Shimin feels like watching a collaboration anime between Yoka and the Monogatari series, and that's because, as a die-hard Monogatari fan, it's really hard to not notice some kind of resemblance to the Monogatari series, at least in terms of the anime's visual direction. From the rapid cuts between scenes to the quick flashes of text on screen, the occasional use of visual metaphors, changing location mid-conversation, dialogue segments taking place in minimalist backgrounds, and the inclusion of real-life footage in the ending sequence. With all of these pieces in place, I would find it hard to believe if Studio Lapping Track actually...
Hey, can I copy homework? Sure, just make it look different so that it doesn't look like you just copied short in. Okay.
Never took inspiration from Studio Shaft when adapting the Show Shimin series, because all of these visual elements are part of the distinct characteristic style that define the Monogatari series viewing experience. And it's not like I'm complaining, by the way. I enjoy this shit. I vibe with this shit. It makes me happy that there are more shows which have implemented this similar kind of style. All I can say in return is just Itadaki fucking masu. So Dracula, basically what you're telling us is that Show Shimin is essentially just Yoka, but with a little bit of Monogatari aesthetics. Is that it? Yes, that's right.
You're goddamn right.
Oh, damn, jeez, that's so hurtful.
Because Show Shimin is not Yoka.
Whoa, what am I talking about here? There's no way I just spent the last 5 minutes comparing the similarity between the premise of Yoka and Show Shimin, only for me to contradict myself at the end by saying that these two are completely different shows. Well, hear me out, because I have a confession to make. I don't like Yoka. Okay,
I thought you started out by saying you like it.
I don't dislike it. I just don't find it as impressive as other people make it out to be. One of my biggest problems with Yoka is that I never really understood what the show is supposed to be about.
I thought the whole premise was that you like Yoka, and it was impressive and underrated. What's it talking about?
I get that. It's a character-driven drama show that mainly focuses on the gradual development of our main character throughout the series. I get that. It's not a romance show, but despite that, they always tease us with these glimpses of romantic moments here and there just to play around with our feelings. I get that. But so what? I don't get it! What is the point of this entire show? What is it that I need to get invested in? There is no overarching storyline in Yoka! And I'm not saying that every show has to have a proper overarching storyline in order to be called a good show. Like I said, this show is already enjoyable as it is.
Well, as for me, without a storyline like that, I kind of lose interest fast. Like, there has to be something that keeps me glued, and that's the story. Yeah.
I mean, surely it's highly popular for storyline in Yoka. This show is already enjoyable as it is. I mean, surely it's highly popular for a reason, right? Even the original light novel was considered a massive success. All I'm just saying is that if a show is gonna have 22 fucking episodes and you don't have any central plot narrative to dangle in front of me, then things are gonna get stale and boring pretty damn quick, alright?
Yeah, that's just it.
I know it's a mere problem, okay? Shut up. But that's what makes it weird, isn't it? Because if I'm not so much into Yoka in the first place, then why would I be intrigued by another series made by the same creator and even choosing it as my favorite anime of 2024 among all the other great shows this year? Well, simple. Because Show Shimin is different.
How?
Okay, I'm joking. The reason why I drew many comparisons between Yoka and Show Shimin early on was to introduce and familiarize you guys with what to expect from the show, because a lot of people might have watched Yoka in the past, or at the very least should have heard of it at some point. But the same can't be said about Show Shimin. Like, I bet most of you guys watching right now probably only just knew about the anime from this video. You're welcome, by the way. The only similarity that Show Shimin shares with Yoka is its initial premise and high school life settings. That's it. Anything beyond that first impression and what unfolds as the show continues on takes a completely different direction. And this is where we finally get to the good part of this video.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Good. What's it about?
From the very
the storyline.
episode of Show Shimin, the show has already presented us with a major question that we need to ponder for the rest of the series. That is, who exactly are these two individuals, and what actually happened to them in middle school that ended up causing them so much drama that they had to suppress their intelligence in order to desperately become ordinary people. And most importantly, do they really want to become ordinary in the first place? This is essentially the core mystery of the entire show and pretty much serves as the overarching storyline throughout the series. Because although the show has a lot of seemingly episodic self-contained mini stories along the way, this is the one plot narrative that never disappears from the main storyline. Each episode gradually contributes to advancing the plot narrative of the show, whether you realize it or not. Actually, it all just depends on how much you pay attention to the show, really. Like, your understanding is basically dependent on how observant you are of the show. So yeah,
true.
It's one of those shows. One of the most noticeable difference between Yoka and Shoshimin lies in their presentation. If you take a good look at how Yoka is being animated by Studio Kyoto Animation, you quickly notice that not only are the characters' reaction and movements are usually pretty expressive, but there are also many moments throughout the show where some scenes are being illustrated using these various kinds of bombastic, over-the-top, exaggerated animation to visually convey what's happening on the screen. The colors used in the show are warm and vibrant, and this choice of overall art direction really works in their favor because Yoka is all about being optimistic and having fun in finding the beauty and wonder in the mundane, ordinary life. None of the mysterious riddles ever involve any sort of dangerous or life-threatening conflicts, so of course the vibe and the atmosphere of the show are generally much more jolly, lively, and, I don't know, slice of lifey.
Literally.
However, in Shoshimin, things are kind of the opposite.
Unlike
Yoka, the show often used a mix of muted color palettes, focusing on beige and gray shading to create a more mature vibe and realistic atmosphere. The characters in the story can behave in a quirky way like many other anime characters usually do. They actually talk and engage in conversation just like normal people do in real life.
Okay, that seems very much interesting.
Grounded. Even in happy and positive moments when no particular trouble is happening, they always make sure to not let the characters go overboard with their reactions and keep them as natural as possible. In fact, this anime has like zero background music. Like, I feel at most, this anime probably only has about 5 soundtracks in total. A lot of the time, all you hear...
And I'm so much big on soundtracks, but anyway, if it matches the tone of what is being talked about, then fine. There can be no soundtrack, but some points there have to be, good soundtracks to just, keep the flow and the vibe and the interesting attachment burning, Anyway, let's continue.
When you're watching the show are just the characters talking with a little bit of sound effects. And that's because most of the scenes taking place in the show has no music playing in the background at all, adding this another weird layer of quiet and
except if there's something intense going on, though, and they can...
There might be something more beneath what is being shown
do it
to
this
us.
way.
And before you realize what's happening, the show suddenly goes from finding a friend's lost bag to solving a fucking kidnapping case. Yeah, you heard me right. Shoshimin is the kind of show where things could easily go from 0 to 100 real fucking quick, okay? This show is definitely a lot more serious than Yoka. And that's because Shoshimin takes what already makes Yoka great and just brings it to another level. If Yoka is all about showing the beauty and wonder in discovering little mysteries that happens in everyday situations, then Shoshimin is not only just that, but also demonstrates how even small problem could sometimes lead to another bigger problem with real consequences in unexpected ways. What at first may seem like a separate trivial filler fucking arc may actually become related to a much bigger storyline. And this type of concept really aligns well with a slow burn show like Shoshimin, because now, not only does it encourage the viewers to pay more attention in searching for minor clues or details that might potentially foretell what happens next, but it also keeps the viewers fully engaged throughout the series. Since no matter how peaceful the current situation may feel like in the episode, you know that something bad is probably gonna happen sooner or later.
Okay, so hence the quiet music.
And it's this ominous sense of anticipation that separates Shoshimin from another slice of life mystery anime. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at you, Yoka. Dude, this is almost starting to look like I made this video just to shit on Yoka. I'm not, okay?
I'm telling you, I was just about to say that. Since you started off with him liking it.
I just wrote the script in this way. Now, of course, I'm not
something
going
flying
to
around
spoil
here.
anything important regarding the story in this video, but let me just say, the last 2 episodes of Shoshimin are what convinced me to bump up the show's rating from
Although I love the
an
views
already
though,
good
it's
score
not
of 8
really
to a
over-exaggerated as he
9
just said.
out of 10. And that's because, in the final moments of closure towards the end of the show, Episode 9 and Episode 10 did something that went beyond any expectations I initially had for
top-rated.
Shoshimin. Every detail, every mystery, every foreshadowing, everything that's
Was
been
it
built up
solved?
since the very beginning of the show has now finally reached its highest critical point, and what it all boils down to is our 2 main characters just sitting down together, eating parfaits, and talking to each other. That's it. That's the climax of the entire show. Just these 2 characters having a full-on 30 to 40 minutes long conversation about everything that has happened throughout the entire show, and it's fucking perfect. The plot twist, the grand reveal,
Wow,
the
okay.
nuanced dialogue, the self-realizing characterization, the philosophical moral dilemma. The final confrontation between Kobato and Osanai, which spanned nearly 2 whole episodes in total, is easily the best and the most intense moment of the entire show. This is the only anime other than Nishuishin works where the characters can have non-stop dialogue-heavy interaction with each other, and I'll never get tired of it. I was completely focused and immersed when watching the final 2 episodes of Shoshimin, even though there was no action in any of the scenes.
Okay, I thought if they were setting up for another season, at least they'll kind of hype things up, you know, in the last 2 of the current one to keep people anticipating the next. I mean, anyway, if the dialogue is good, then who am I to complain?
And I think that really speaks volumes about the writing quality and the brilliant execution by both the creator and studio Lapin Track. You know, I'm really glad I decided to give this show a random chance because I was genuinely surprised by how good this show ended up being, especially considering the fact that nobody talked about it, nobody fucking watched it or even knew it existed. Like holy shit, this anime is like the hidden gem of the hidden gems of 2024. Now,
Hidden
although
gem
Shoshimin might not be
indeed.
that popular in the West, somehow,
Shoshimi.
thankfully, the show has managed to gain a pretty positive reception among the local fans in Japan, and because of that, we're gonna have a second season. And it's coming up very soon, like it's starting around April next year, spring 2025. That's so
that
cool.
means it has
So yeah, it appears
started
that
as of
Studio
now.
Lapin Track is fully committed to adapting the entire Shoshimin series, much like how Studio Shaft did with the Monogatari series. And to that, I say, hell yeah, bitch, I'll take that shit, thank you very much. I feel like the series still has a lot of interesting material left to explore, and seeing how they introduce some new characters at the end of the first season, I believe that the real story is only just beginning, and it's definitely gonna get even more hectic moving forward, because man, that's fucked up. Alright? What happened in the last arc of the first season was fucked up. Okay?
Oh.
In fact, I would go so far as to say that I'm scared shit of what our 2 main characters are capable of and what they can do in the future contents. Okay? Especially this one girl right here. Like, Jesus Christ, you can't mess with her, let alone fix her, okay? Also, speaking of
looks like a crazy beach
there is
there.
no other reassuring way to end the first season on a more satisfying note than by showing a random ass truck fucking explode in the middle of nowhere. Alright boys, I'll see you again in season 2.
Okay.
Well, hello there,
okay.
thank you for watching the video. First of all, this is supposed to be a very
Quite a
short
way to
one,
shine
but,
the light
as you can tell
on
from
an
this
anime.
video,
Okay, man, and I say once again, what a way to shine the light on an anime. Wow, so Shoshimin, how to become ordinary. What a name. First time I'm hearing of such. So, gosh, you missed the best anime of 2024. What a way to title this particular video. Anyway, has anyone here watching this watched this? Okay, and from what he said, seems like it is quite interesting without, you know, so much hype and whatnot. But intricately, the story and progression of each scene seems quite good. Some other scene, but hey, that genre is not really my most preferred genre in anime, but maybe I might lucky check it out on my own, just in my own free time. Okay, I talked about Hyoka, but Hyoka, it doesn't have any much overarching story and whatnot, but has good visuals and all, and just hypes the whole optimistic vibe and whatnot, which is quite beautiful, I must say. I really loved the scenes I was seeing and whatnot. But hey, as I keep saying, story is what keeps the love for anything, any show, anytime, any day, anywhere going. So yeah, once there's a good story, you best believe it's gonna go real far. Even though it's not noticed at the moment, but surely, but very definitely, it's gonna be noticed and really much loved in the future. Okay, so yeah, quite a way to shine a light on this. Okay, and yeah, pretty well covered and whatnot, although he blabbed so much at certain points, but still, really well, quite dissected anyway, I must say. So I'll anchor it here. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe button and tell me what you thought of this and whatnot. Is this your kind of show that you guys would love to see? Just leave your comments down below. Okay, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.